Now, when I talk about retiring in Las Vegas in 2026, most people think I'm talking about the Strip, the shows, and the casinos. But that's not why most people are choosing this city over Arizona, Florida, and the Carolinas. In fact, most locals don't think about or visit the Strip much. In this video, I'm going to tell you what's really driving people here. Hi, I'm Micah Bleecher, and I've been living in Las Vegas for more than 23 years and helping retirees make this move. From doctors, lawyers, professors, retired military, entrepreneurs, you name it. And I can tell you from experience that retirement over here is a lot different than people imagine. And we're getting into it right now. And that brings us to question number one: why are people retiring here? And do I think it'll continue in 2026? There's a lot of reasons people retire in Las Vegas, but I'm going to tell you the three main reasons. Number one is taxes. Firstly, Nevada has zero state income tax. Friend, that means you pay no tax on your Social Security, no tax on your pension income, no tax on your retirement account withdrawals. Now, if you're coming from California, New York, or Illinois, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That's thousands back in your pocket every single year. Sometimes for some people, tens of thousands, and for a few, even more. Now, on top of that, Nevada has no estate tax and no inheritance tax. And the thing that surprises a lot of people when they find out for the first time is that our property taxes are lower, about 25% lower than the national average. Now, they don't assess on the whole property, they only assess on a property when it's brand new. If you have an older property that has appreciated faster than the 3% annual tax cap, your properties can be very low. Now, the newer properties are a little higher priced because they're starting at a higher basis. Now, one more thing Nevada has is no corporate tax, no franchise tax, no inventory tax. And when you combine these tax savings with the cost of living I'm getting ready to break down in a few minutes, you'll see exactly how much money you'll get to keep in your pocket every single month. So if you're planning to do a little work in your retirement, maybe some consulting work or something else like that, perhaps run a small business. I have many clients that do that in their retirement. This is a great state for that. So yeah, taxes are a big reason people move here. I've had clients tell me that their tax savings alone pays their HOA and their car payment. I've even had clients that are moving here because their financial planners are telling them that they're not gonna outlive their money if they stay in California. But taxes aren't the only reason. Now let's talk about the weather. Yes, it's hot in the summer. Now, I don't want to pull any punches. Every time I say it does get very hot in the summer, I've got locals that comment on my YouTube channel saying it's not that bad. And it really isn't once you get used to it. And the winters here are beautiful. Coldest month is in December. Gets down into the 30s. Occasionally we get a freeze warning, but usually not. Except for the coldest months, you're looking at 60 and 70 degree days most of the time, sometimes in the 50s. Spring and fall are incredible. Most people leave their doors open. It's so nice outside. And you've got somewhere around 300 days of sunshine per year. So if you're coming from somewhere cold and gray, that is quite an upgrade. And then of course there's the entertainment side. But here's the thing. People buy houses here knowing that their family and friends are going to visit them more often. I've had clients look for a home with an extra bedroom or a casita for that purpose alone. They know their kids or their grandkids are going to come visit and they want room for them. Your family and friends are going to be likely way more excited visiting you here in Las Vegas than, say, someplace like Tucson or Boise. Nothing against Tucson or Boise. I've been both places and I love those areas. Now, we've got world-class restaurants. Of course, we've got them all over the Strip, but they're also all over town. Now, a lot of the shows start at 8 p.m., which is great because it allows me to get home somewhere close to my bedtime. We've got classic rock concerts, Cirque du Soleil, the Sphere. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And most locals don't think about the Strip. Most of us leave the Strip to the tourists most of the time. It's usually the last place we think about, but it's there if you want it, and we do go down sometimes. And so those are the main reasons that people move here to Las Vegas. Taxes, great weather, great entertainment, family visits. Now, before I tell you who's moving here and where they're moving from, please do me a favor. If you're finding this helpful, please hit the subscribe button. I put out a lot of content like this for people who are thinking about retiring to Las Vegas. I break down the communities, the costs, and the real numbers that matter. And not just numbers, there's a lot of intangibles and emotional sides to the decisions that people make, and we talk about those. I'm out touring neighborhoods with buyers nearly every single day. So you're really getting the ground level stuff. So now that you know why people are moving here, let's talk about who they are, because it's probably not who you think. And that brings us to question number two, just who is retiring here? Like, what types of people are making this move? Well, friend, let me tell you about some of my recent clients. I've had doctors, multiple doctors. I've had lawyers retiring. I've worked with college professors, more than one. I've worked with retired real estate brokers. I'm always really honored when a retired real estate broker calls me. I've had retired commercial realtors, lenders call me. I've had a variety of entrepreneurs, civil servants, military retirees, retired police. I am even working with a retired Hollywood movie producer. All types of people are coming and retiring here in Las Vegas. People with decent pensions love coming here. Their income is fixed, but it's fixed at a high level. And with no state income tax, that gives them more options than where they're living now. I've got people that are 5 years out that have made contact with me. I've met them. They're already getting rid of things, downsizing, staying in touch with me. They're awesome people. And they're just making long-term plans to come here. Now, where are they coming from? I'll be a little bit more specific. Clearly, California, we get about nearly half of all of our new residents are from California. But I've had people from Washington State. I've had people from Oregon, several people from Florida. You know, they get tired of the hurricanes and the natural disasters and the insurance going up. I've got a number of people from Illinois and Indiana, if you can believe that. That's a state you don't hear about, people coming from here from Indiana. New York, of course, New Jersey, Delaware, DC, all up and down the East Coast. So really all over, but yeah, they're all coming here for those main three reasons: taxes, weather, and all of the entertainment offerings and outdoor activities that we have here. And when I ask them why they're leaving, where they're coming from, there's a common thread. And that common thread is that it's too crowded, too expensive, too cold, the taxes are too high. Some people are coming here and downsizing. They want to get more out of their retirement dollars. They're selling maybe a $1 million home or more where they're coming from, and they're downsizing into something around $500,000 or $600,000. They want to have that extra money for traveling. And I help people stay on budget. Some people, a smaller group, come here upsizing. I'm not kidding. They've lived a downsized life. They've skimped. They've saved, they've lived in a smaller environment, and now that they've retired and have saved up all of this money, they want to upsize their lifestyle. After all these years, they're finally getting the house that they wanted. I think that's amazing. And when we get to the 55 plus communities, you're going to see that people are getting way more house for the money compared to where they're coming from. So what kind of lifestyle are they looking for? Well, it varies. I ask everybody what they like to do. I had one person tell me they are a professional couch potato, and I gave them some referrals to some great furniture stores where you can get a couch. But most people are very active. They want to walk, they want to swim, they want to work in state-of-the-art fitness centers. They want movement rooms. They want yoga, Zumba, Pilates. They want all of that. They want heated lap pools. Those are important. I've got pickleball junkies waiting for the next fix. I got to hook them up with pickleball club where they're living and then get them into some leagues around town. I'm helping people do that. And it is true that I get some people who are afraid of 55 plus communities simply because they feel too geriatric in their minds for them. And when that happens, I take them over to a place like Sun City Anthem, and I'll show them the state-of-the-art fitness centers. And I'll point out one of them old guys in there that's just rowing like crazy and throwing weights around. And I'll ask, can you keep up with that geriatric guy? Because I'm in shape, and I know I probably wouldn't be able to do so very easily, right? I'd have to really work at it. I would say that in general, people really want to enjoy their life as much as possible for as long as possible when they retire. They want to get more out of their retirement money. They want to be able to see friends and family more often when they come to town. They want easy access to entertainment and easy access to an airport so they can travel. Okay, so far we've got low taxes, low property taxes, easy to travel, great desert Southwest weather, and so many outdoor activities that many people don't think about. It's compelling here. And while the Strip is not what most locals think about, it is what most outsiders and visitors think about. And speaking of location, let me tell you why Las Vegas is positioned so well geographically. And that brings us to question number 3, friends. Just what makes Las Vegas such a great location? Well, the airports of Eglin, McCarran, or Harry Reid as they call it now. It's convenient and easy to get in and out. And your family will love visiting because flights here are generally cheap. And you are so close to beautiful outdoor spots. Red Rock Canyon is the first one that comes to my mind. It's about 20 minutes west of the Strip up against Summerlin on the west side of town. Beautiful hiking. There's 27 trails. Some of them go out 7 hours and back. Some of them are wheelchair accessible, so literally anyone can participate in the Red Rock experience. It doesn't take much hiking at all to go in about a few minutes and see 3,000-year-old petroglyphs painted on the wall by former indigenous Las Vegas residents. And if you're 62 or older, and if you're smart, you'll get the Lifetime Senior National Park Pass. It's only $80, and you can get into not only Red Rock, but all of the national parks, and there are so many of them out here in the desert Southwest. You can get into them for free. with that pass. It's a great deal. Lake Mead and Hoover Dam are about 45 minutes to the east. Great visits. Oh, I loved visiting Hoover Dam and seeing how they designed that thing back so many years ago. They have incredible tours of the dam. And Mount Charleston is about 45 minutes to the northwest. Now in the summertime, it's about 20 degrees cooler up at Mount Charleston. So if you want to go up there and take a hike, it's going to actually really cool you down in a noticeable way. It's a great place to hike in the summer. I mean, it's huge. When you're dealing with the summer heat, having an escape option like Mount Charleston is really something spectacular. It's something special. In addition to that, you've got the Valley of Fire and Zion National Park, and that's just a couple of hours away. The natural beauty in those parks are just unbelievable. There's a place called the Wave where you actually have to put in reservations months, maybe even a year in advance to go hike the Wave. And Las Vegas itself has over 1,000 miles of walking trails. Now there's an app, you have to pay for it, called All Trails, which shows you all the trails around Clark County, Las Vegas, and all around Henderson, North Las Vegas, all around. But there's a free app called Neon to Nature that's put out by Clark County that's free, and you can download that, Neon to Nature, and it'll have all of the local Clark County trails that you can go hike on. So if you're active, there is a ton to do outdoors here in Las Vegas. There's fitness centers all over town, not just in the 55+ communities, but everywhere. I think that I read there's more fitness centers per capita than bars here in Las Vegas. And if that's true, that's something else. I don't know if that's true or not, but I read that. The Las Vegas retirement lifestyle is way more active and outdoor focused than people think. It's amazing. Our outdoor activities here are amazing. But here's where the big decision comes in. You've decided on Las Vegas, but where do you want to live? And that brings us to question number 4. Should you live in a 55+ community, or should you just retire in a regular neighborhood that you love? Well, let me break it down for you. And this is something that I talk about regularly with my clients. So first, why would someone choose a 55+ community? There are a few main reasons. Number 1, social activity. People want that built-in community. It's very important. They want neighbors their own age who are on approximately the same schedule. You know, the crowd that's playing mahjong at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday. They're playing poker, they're shooting billiards, they're going to card games. Now, if you lived in a regular neighborhood, most likely your neighbors would still be at work. Their kids might be just getting home from school. It's a different rhythm. But in a 55+ community, just about everyone is retired. Everyone's doing things during the day for fun. And that's big for a lot of people. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is community health. There's a much higher level of community assistance at the 55+ neighborhoods. They have volunteers that are handy and that'll help you come change light bulbs or furnace filters or do other little handyman items. They'll help you with stuff around the house. They've got people who will bring you a cane or a wheelchair if you need it. They'll take you places. They have volunteers that'll actually drive you to a doctor appointment or something like that. I mean the volunteer system like at Sun City Anthem or Sun City Summerlin, you know, the larger communities, they are incredible. And that community spirit where people are actually doing things for one another, well, that is, to me, that is very impressive. Now, it goes without saying that the homes in the 55+ communities are generally built for aging in place. That's what they're designed for. They're usually single story, they're more accessible, and they tend to run a little smaller, although some are very large, over 3,000 square feet. But in general, they're built with retirees in mind that are in general downsizing for the most part. Wider doorways, fewer stairs, that kind of thing. And the third big reason is silence. People are kind of done with kids running around the neighborhood. At least that's what my clients tell me. They don't want the little scooters or the electric cars zooming up and down the streets. They want peace and quiet. Now, I was out with clients last week and they just kept saying they can't believe how quiet and peaceful it is where we were looking. And that's a big deal for retirees. People ask me about the noise levels a lot. Now, here's the thing though, some people simply cannot live in a 55+ community because they have certain family members who live with them that are under 18, and that won't work. Maybe they're the type of people that have their grandkids with them all summer, and that won't work in 55+ communities. Maybe they're raising a grandchild for various reasons. I know somebody who's doing that, and that just wouldn't work in a 55+ community if they're under 18. You'd have to be in a regular neighborhood for that. And then there are the guest rules that you need to be concerned about. Most communities let guests under 18 stay for only a few weeks at a time. So you can have your grandchildren come visit you for short periods of time, but not for extended periods of time. Or you're gonna have to check the rules and make sure it's okay to stay consecutive for a month if your grandkids are under 18. But on the flip side, why would somebody choose a regular neighborhood instead of a 55+ community? And if you have RVs, boats, desert toys, you know, the desert buggies, or maybe a classic car collection or something like that, you're going to probably want one of those half-acre properties with the extra room on it for those types of lifestyles. Most 55 plus communities don't allow RV parking except for loading purposes. They allow you to park on the street for a few days while you're loading before going on vacation, and that's it. Or there is one community that has limited RV parking in the community, and there are 2 communities that have a few homes with larger RV garages. But when it comes to 55 plus communities, that's it. So if having an RV close is a big part of your retirement lifestyle, you're going to have to choose a different property than a 55 plus. Both of the heritage community do have models that have large RV garages that might work for some people. You know, I'm a gardener myself. I've got a big property. We use it for gardening, and we have fruit trees growing, and I have other clients that have those very same hobbies. Some people want to grow trees and fruit trees and make things and, you know, can jam and grow things in their yard, and they want a little bit of extra space to do that. Some people want more privacy. And if you want a big lot like that, that's going to be more of a regular neighborhood kind of a thing. And then I have some clients that want to retire with the country club lifestyle, which is completely different. You know, I do have a video that's the ultimate guide for 55 plus communities, but I'd love to do an ultimate guide on the country club side, the ultimate guide to retiring in country clubs here in Las Vegas. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that video, and I'll put one together. I've been thinking about doing that anyway. I'd love to hear from you about that, because some people really do want an elevated experience in retirement. They want wine lockers. They want fine dining in the evenings on property. They want golf every day. And that's a bit of a different vibe than a 55 plus community. And then some people like luxury condo living. I've got clients currently looking for luxury condos that are neither in a country club or in a 55 plus community. They're shopping for condos in the Ridges. They're looking in Mirabella, and big condos in Lake Las Vegas. And that's a low maintenance lifestyle that you can't get with a single family home. You're not mowing a lawn. You're not dealing with any kind of outside maintenance work. And for some people, that's exactly what they want. And there are master plan communities in town where you can find both. Summerlin has 5 55 plus communities. Anthem has a few. Lake Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Northwest Las Vegas has 55 plus communities. Southern Highlands, great master plan community, great country club. No 55 plus communities in Southern Highland. But anyway, you've got options with these larger areas. You can go country club, condo, 55 plus community. There are options like that all over town. But the bottom line is that it depends on your lifestyle. Do you want the social activity and the aging in place with people your own age? Then go 55 plus. Or do you want space for your toys and RVs and boats and stuff like that? Then you got to go with a large lot. And if you are leaning towards the 55 plus communities, let me know. I'll be happy to tell you about all of the most popular places. And that brings us to question number 5. Just what are some great 55 plus options here in Las Vegas? Now, friends, I said I had an ultimate guide to all of the 55 plus communities in town, and I do a video. And I'm going to go ahead and link it down below here while I'm talking. It's going to be much more comprehensive than what I'm saying right now. But for now, stay here and let me give you the highlights. Sun City Summerlin and Sun City Anthem are the big players. Together, they represent about a third or a half of all of the 55 plus homes available in Las Vegas. And that's about 15,000 homes combined. So we're talking about big communities here, folks. Sun City Summerlin is on the west side, in the north part of Summerlin. It's got 3 golf courses, 4 clubhouses, and the Starbright Theater, which is a showroom where they bring in entertainers and performers every week. Now, the homes there range from around 400,000 to 1.2, although I have seen them a bit higher, fully remodeled on the golf course or with incredible views, but not that often there. Normally they're around 400 to about 1.2. Sun City Anthem is in Henderson on the southeast side, and it's got resort style living, views of Black Mountain, views of the Las Vegas Valley, the Strip. It's gorgeous up there. It's got 3 clubhouses and 2 golf courses. It also has a showroom. I think they have 5 or 6 different swimming pools that you can use there. Now, the homes in Sun City Anthem also range from around 4 to about 1.2, although I have seen them a bit higher in some cases. There's strong resale value there. People really like Sun City Anthem. But then I have other people that are going like, whoa, wait a minute, that's too much action. Those clubhouses are way too big. I don't want all that activity. I need something more dialed back. And yeah, we have plenty of communities that are smaller, more intimate, and don't have that incredible large field with activity happening all over the place. And to not want all of that going on is perfectly fine too. We'll find you a nice quiet neighborhood that doesn't have all that stuff going on. but still has nice amenities for you to use when you want to. Now, the other interesting community I want to talk about is Del Webb at Lake Las Vegas. I talk about that one a lot. I love that place. It's in Henderson. It's built on a 320-acre man-made lake, and the whole place was designed to kind of look like Lake Como in Italy. And it began kind of Tuscan, but now there's a lot of contemporary and modern architecture going on out there, so it's a bit more eclectic now, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's captivating. I love the energy in the feel, the whole resort vibe at Lake Las Vegas, and I think you might like that one too. Now, the homes in Del Webb at Lake Las Vegas range from around 500,000 to maybe 1.5 million with great views, and then there are all kind of regular neighborhoods all around the lake that are interesting to check out as well. Now, Heritage at Cadence is right next to Lake Las Vegas. That's one of the neighborhoods that have RV garages in some of the models. The layouts at Heritage are a bit more modern, and there's a lot of retail growing nearby Cadence. Now, the homes are a little bit more reasonable at Heritage at Cadence. I'd say they start at around 400 or so and go up to around 7, maybe a little higher than 7. Now, Trilogy at Sunstone's in the Northwest. It's at the Lee Canyon turnoff up by Mount Charleston. So it's about 20 minutes away from being about 20 degrees cooler in the summer. Now, the lifestyle there is a bit more resort-like. Another interesting community is Del Webb at North Ranch in North Las Vegas. I just had clients move in there. It's walkable to Sprouts. What I really like about it is that it's a newer community, but does not have the special improvement taxes that many of the newer communities have. And the taxes are very low as well. It's in North Las Vegas. But moving on, Del Webb at North Ranch offers great value. The homes there run around 400 to 600,000. Now, Solera at Stallion Mountain on the east side, it's a smaller Del Webb community again. Now, it's guard gated and they have very low HOA fees, and many of the homes are on the golf course. And they're priced well. Some are as low as $300,000 to $400,000. And we're talking guard gated. And then there's Los Prados in North Las Vegas. It's a partial 55 plus community. It's 55 on one side and a regular community on the other side. They have a big area and a golf course, by the way, and a big area for you to park RVs inside the gated community, the guard gated community at Los Prados. So in total, the Las Vegas area has over 28 age restricted 55 plus communities. Now they're spread across Henderson, Summerlin, North Las Vegas, and then all the way out to Mesquite, and then even to Pahrump. And here's my take. Sun City Summerlin and Sun City Anthem are impressive. The clubhouses are incredible. The amenities are extensive. But some people want much smaller communities because they really don't want that much going on. Others want guard gate security, and we have those. Others want a townhouse lifestyle where the HOA is higher, but there's absolutely no outside work that needs to be done. It depends on your personality and what you're looking for. And speaking of budgets, that brings us to our next question, and what is all of this going to cost you? And that brings us to question number 6. Just what is the cost of living like for retirees in Las Vegas? Well, Las Vegas cost of living is slightly above the national average, but they are way lower for cities that offer about the same thing, like Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco. And if you're coming from any of those places, Las Vegas is going to feel downright cheap. Now, if you're coming in from a small town that's already not very expensive, it might seem a little bit more pricey than what you're used to. But let me break down the numbers. Of course, housing's the big expense. Average resale price on homes for retirees can range for around $400,000 to $700,000. It depends on the community and the amenities. They can go higher. Now, you can go lower. You can find homes in places like Los Prados or Solera at Stallion Mountain that are in the $300,000 to $400,000 range. And of course, you can go higher. You can spend well over $1 million at either of the Sun Cities. You can go over $1 million at Trilogy. Now, utilities are a bit above average. In the summer, you're pretty much running your air conditioner nonstop, but I would say on average, expect to pay from $200 to $400. If you have a large home that's older, that's not very efficient, that has a large air conditioner, you might pay $600 or $700 a month in the summer. Also, most people have desert landscaping that really keeps the water cost down. And speaking of water, the Southern Nevada Water Authority has a turf removal program. So if you buy a house with grass, which there are a few still out there, they will pay you per foot to remove the grass and replace it with some kind of turf or desert landscaping. Now, nearly all of the wastewater, everything that goes down the drain, is recycled locally. We are one of the most water efficient cities on the entire planet. Now, groceries are slightly above the national average. Now, healthcare is rated lower in cost to most of the rest of the country. Now, I'll get deeper into healthcare in just a minute. Trust me, my wife and I have really put the Las Vegas medical community system to the test with our own ailments, and we've done reasonably well. And transportation is below the national average, but gas is a bit higher, and so is auto insurance. That's going to sting a little bit. Currently, we have pretty good bus systems, but I wouldn't say it's one of those amazing public transportation systems that everyone brags about that I've seen in other cities. So it's pretty average, I would say. And you might be wondering, what the heck am I going to do all day? There's a lot more to do in Las Vegas than just the Strip, I can tell you that. Now, the restaurant scene in Las Vegas is nothing short of amazing. We have world-class dining, foodie spots galore. I mean, you can explore new restaurants every week. And the shows are amazing. I've been to almost all of the Cirque shows. They're awesome. They're incredible. The Sphere, Cirque du Soleil is all over. They've got multiple shows, comedy acts, classic rock concerts. And if you're into sports, Las Vegas has you covered. We did not have this sports mecca thing going on when I first got here, but we are a sports mecca now. For sports fans, there's always something happening in the city of Las Vegas. There are also city-run active adult centers all over town that are not necessarily part of a 55-plus community. So even if you choose not to live in a 55-plus community, you can still join in senior programs, events, and classes and stuff like that all over. Retirees love classic rock concerts. I hear about people enjoying them all the time. There's always a big act in town. The Eagles, Santana, Earth, Wind and Fire, Robin Trower. So yeah, there's a lot to do, way more than people think. And most of it has nothing to do with gambling or on the Strip. But before we move on, I want to talk about healthcare for a minute, because this matters. Because great weather and all this entertainment really doesn't matter very much if you can't find a good doctor when you need one. So Las Vegas has hospitals and medical centers all around the valley. You've got Sunrise Health System, Dignity Health, Rose Dominican, and UMC, which is the University Medical Center. That's actually one of our best trauma centers in town. But some specialties do face shortages, and that's something to be aware of. For example, rheumatologists. I have to have a rheumatologist. There's a shortage of rheumatologists. I have one, but I have to manage my appointments. Sometimes I have to see her PA and I'm not able to see her. So healthcare is there. It's all over town. It's not perfect. All right, so far everything sounds pretty good, right? And here are a few things about Las Vegas that definitely catch newcomers off guard. The summer heat. Of course, we're in the desert. Everybody talks about the heat. Experienced desert dwellers, we know that the heat's not that big a deal for us. We work with it and deal with it every day. But for a new person, it can kind of surprise you a little bit, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. We definitely have days that go over 110, and sometimes it can get pretty toasty. For sure, it's a dry heat, and it's way better than, with heat with humidity. It's way better than that. I usually take a cooler or water bottles in my car when I'm showing homes. I mean, we'll stop and have iced tea along the way, but sometimes you need a water right now. You need to budget for air conditioning. And in the summer, you'll want to schedule your outdoor stuff in the mornings unless it's on the top of Mount Charleston. Now, during the peak afternoon, you're going to be indoors. You're at the gym, you're at the clubhouse, you're at a restaurant. Now, you can work with the heat, like I said, and always remember you never have to shovel heat. I love that about it. And solar panels can help with the electric bill, can take it down to almost nothing. Now, water conservation is another thing. We've got tiered rates. And if you have a big lot with lots of landscaping, you're going to feel a sting in your wallet when the water bill comes. However, if you have a normal size lot, you're probably not going to feel that much at all. There are a lot of people that have market misconceptions, and market misconceptions can catch people off guard as well. Some folks are waiting for the prices to drop. And look, prices might drop a bit, I don't know. But they could also go up. But I'll tell you straight, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I do have a magic 8 ball. And you all know exactly how accurate this thing is. So we'll ask this magic 8 ball a few questions about the market here. But here's what I do know. The Las Vegas prices have gone up about 50% since 2020. Kind of, if I look in any other city, they've gone up about the same amount. That's funny, right? You think every house has appreciated that much over that time span? I don't. So will prices crash? Not necessarily. I've got people waiting for a crash, and they have cash waiting to buy houses when and if the crash comes, but I'm not sure it's going to, at least not like they think it is. Now, if we have a major recession, nationwide recession, where lots of people lose their jobs, lots of layoffs, well, that could push prices down if something like that happens. But remember, 2008 was very, very different. Back then, people had risky loans and no real equity, large numbers of people. Now, today's homeowners are far better qualified with real money in their homes. Now, during the 2008 crash, I remember condos going for $50,000. Guess what? Not very many people could buy them, because if they had money in investments, their investments were, kneecapped 35%, and you can't make a withdrawal from your investments when they're down that much because you lock in the losses. So not that many people in 2008 were able to take advantage of those cheap properties. I do know a number of people who did, but not everyone was able to. To take advantage of one, you'd have to be sitting on a pile of unused cash, and not everybody has that. Plus, every time the prices ease just a little bit, more demand jumps back into the market. Every time the interest rates go down just a little bit, more demand jumps back into the market, at least when it comes to Las Vegas. Buyers flood back in when things drop like that. Prices are kind of stabilizing. We've got more inventory, about 4 months worth last time I checked, but good homes are still getting sold quickly and sometimes with multiple offers if they're priced correctly. The market is workable. Now, all of this brings us to where we're headed and what might 2026 actually look like, and why time itself is such a big factor for the retirees that I work with. So looking ahead to 2026, I definitely think we're going to see more inventory. If interest rates come down, I think we'll see more demand pick up. A lot of what happens in 2026 is going to depend on the national economy and not really what's happening in Las Vegas itself. But here's the thing for retirees. The housing market itself is not necessarily the biggest priority or the biggest factor. What matters more to many people is time. Now, I do expect inventory to continue to tick up a little. There's been a lot of pent-up demand to sell. People have been holding on to these ultra low rate interest mortgages, and over time, many of those just have to move for a variety of reasons. Now, I don't expect a dam to burst and listings to flood the market, but I definitely expect listings to go up. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of 2026 that we have 6 months of inventory, which is considered a perfectly balanced market. And if we do get that, it'll be the first time we've had that in many, many years. Here is one thing I know is happening is that seniors like me are continuing to get older. They're continuing to run out of time to make up their minds to do what they want to do with the rest of their life. Do they want to stay where they are? Do they want to go somewhere else? And regardless of what's happening in the market around us, that time pressure is real. It's compression. Now, people always ask me, Micah, is now a good time to buy? And you see realtors on Facebook and social media all the time telling you that it is a good time to buy, but that's not how my clients think. They're not waiting for the market to change. They're not thinking that now is a good time to buy because the market's good. Now it's a good time to buy because I'm running out of time. I know I feel that pinch. My clients tell me they do. So the question is not so much, is this market a good time to buy? But how do I make things work for me today in this market with the money that I have and the time that I have left? And I can't tell you if it's a good time for you to buy. I need to know more about you. We will need to have some conversations. Now, some people do have a hard time selling their home where they're currently living, and that is an issue. But people want to get to where they want to be in life, and they want to get to the place where they feel is going to make them happy. There are a few simple legal steps that can protect you and maximize those tax savings we're talking about. Now, this only takes an afternoon or so to knock out for you once you get here, but they're important. First, when you get here, file a declaration of homestead. That protects $650,000 worth of equity in your house in the event of a judgment, a lawsuit. They can't take that from you in a lawsuit. Now, it's a simple form that just needs notarizing. You'll likely get one in the mail and they're going to be charging you money for it. Don't do that. The form is free. Call me. I can get you a copy of the form, and one of my insurance connections will probably notarize it for you for free. Now, second thing is establish yourself as a Nevada resident for the tax benefits. This is especially important if you're coming from a high tax state like California or Illinois. You want to make sure that you're fully moved to Nevada, so these states don't come after you and claw back taxes once you get here. You want to make sure you do it correctly. So it's very important to talk to a CPA or an estate planning attorney if you're making that move to make sure that you're domiciled here correctly insofar as the state's concerned where you're moving from. Now, if you need a good CPA or an estate planning attorney, give me a call. I'm happy to assist you with that. And this stuff is important, friends, so don't skip it. With proper planning, Las Vegas gives you a balanced lifestyle if you're an active retiree who's looking for relatively cheap living, amenities, and sunshine in a year-round community. Now, if you're seriously thinking about retiring in 2026, I'm your guy. I'd love to talk with you about your specific situations and goals and simply help you get to the place where you want to be. Just reach out. My number's on the screen below, and all my contact information is in the description. I work with retirees making this move all the time, and I understand that you're not just buying a house. Now, if you want to go way deeper into the specific 55+ communities in Las Vegas, I've got an ultimate guide video that talks about all of them. It breaks down everything you need to know about the 28+ 55 plus communities that we have here in the Las Vegas Valley and around the edges. Trust me, if you're looking to retire here, you need to watch this one video at least. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys.